Welcome, everyone,
Hello all.
one and all, to episode 7 of the Penny Bloom podcast.
We're back.
Answering the unanswered.
Indeed. That's what we do here on the Penny Bloom. We're just trying to, drop some wisdom and, go
Answer
by our
the questions
days.
that people ask that they don't know answers to.
That is a fact.
We
Yes.
got alien talk. We got would you rather. We got politics.
It seems weird. Promise it makes sense.
It'll all come together. We promise. First, we're gonna start with something that I'm pretty excited about. The Madlib Freddie Gibbs album that dropped.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's called Bandana.
Yeah. I'm actually more excited about seeing Madlib's name on there than Freddie Gibbs.
Oh, I
which
was
is saying
too.
something.
Big time.
Because Madlib's one of those people
He's a storied producer.
Yeah, he is.
He's a big deal.
But then also you don't know Madlib if you don't know music.
Exactly.
You have to really be into it to
For
understand
sure.
who Madlib is, why he's important, and why Freddie Gibbs and Madlib doing something together is amazing.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does
They go
make a lot of
together
sense.
really well. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Or something else that goes with something else really well.
Yeah. It's like Freddie Gibbs and Madlib.
Exactly.
They are peanut butter and jelly.
I mean, listen to this. He got the features, right?
Oh yeah.
He got
list those features.
he got Pusha T and Killer Mike on one song.
one song.
It's called Palm Olive. Shit bangs. He's got Black Thought and Mos Def on a song.
Black Thought, Yasin Bey.
Ooh, that shit's so good. It's called Education. It's good.
And then probably the best song in the album,
You got Anderson .Paak
Andy Pac.
on a song called Giannis.
Giannis.
Bro, real G's moving silence like it's Giannis.
Oh man,
Ooh.
literally, I've been seeing on Twitter a bunch of people just being like, you know what, it beat the actual line. Real G's
Oh,
moving
yeah.
silence like Giannis now. It's not lasagna.
It's not lasagna anymore.
But
it's
I'm
Giannis.
man.
I mean,
Look, actually,
my loyalty remains with
let's
lasagna.
just me too. But let's just talk about that for a second. That line right there. That's probably one of the most prolific lines in rap of this past decade.
Oh, lasagna?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
What song was it originally?
6 foot, 7 foot.
It was. Yep.
It-
6 foot 7.
Bitch,
foot,
real
yep.
G's moving silence like lasagna. People say I'm borderline crazy, sorta, kinda. Oh, so
man,
good
no
though.
way. He
Weezy
really, that track right there. That track right there, man.
That track right there, man. I don't know. It's really fucking good. So check out Bandana
Definitely
by
check it
Freddie
out.
Gibbs and Madlib. You got a bunch of good shit on there. I mean, that push feature.
Oh.
That push feature.
Push.
Yuck.
Ugh.
Ooh.
He
Yuck.
really do kill it with the ad libs. He's got some of the most original ad libs any rapper period. Everybody's ooh,
Yeah.
the normal
Ooh.
stuff. Ooh, whoa,
Mama.
yeah. It's just the normal shit. But push, you get push on the track.
yuck. You got
yeah.
ooh.
You get.
I mean, when he said Obama welcomed me in the house knowing I was a criminal. I was like, damn,
Yo.
he did the shit.
Yo,
He did
and
the
really
shit.
Did. He really came to the White House when Obama was there. I'm pretty sure he performed or something.
He did. He performed for him.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, damn, bro.
And you're gonna have a guy talking about selling coke, performing in the White, bro.
Yuck.
This is why Obama was the greatest president of our lifetime.
Exactly.
That's why I'm telling you. You think Trump would ever do some shit like that? Trump would probably have
He's gonna bring in Ace of Base, the Nazis. That seems like a good segue
Yep. Great
into
segue.
our next little part of the intro, the Democratic primary debates. A little bit of a switch up here.
Switch.
But we just wanted to talk for a second and make a bunch of fun of everybody who participated. Not everybody, but the big ones.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Beto.
There were a lot. There were 22. We can't.
There was a lot. We can't talk about all of them.
Yeah.
We could. We just don't want to.
That's all.
We got Beto. Hola. Hola, me llamo Beto.
¿Por qué?
Bro,
No.
he just whooped out the Spanish, and Cory Booker was like, "Bitch, I swear to God, I will
It's
fuck."
just if you don't stop this shit, what the fuck?
Did you see that video on Twitter of Kevin Hart who was like, "Hola, rojo, azul, siete, ocho." He was just talking random Spanish.
Red,
he was like,
ready say red, blue,
yeah,
sit, and then
he said, "Donde está el bread?"
Damn,
So, like,
that's actually some pretty racist shit. But like,
oh, so bad.
It's hilarious. Like, it's funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, hilarious. But I mean, yeah, Beto speaking Spanish, definitely the highlight of my night.
Oh yeah.
You got Cory Booker bouncing back with even more Spanish.
Oh yeah.
The way they were weaving out of the Spanish and English was really fascinating to me.
It was, yeah.
Like, that's impressive. Don't get me wrong. I don't give a shit, but really impressive.
Yeah, no, it's really important, I think, like, on a serious note, like, to like, for people to understand that there are politicians who can identify with, like,
with anybody.
Culture,
yeah, exactly.
Language, like, because, like, there's a lot that goes with understanding a language more than just, like, being able to say the words.
Yeah, like, understanding the language can almost be understanding the people and being able to relate a little bit.
It's the first step to understanding the
especially
people,
with Beto being from Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's doing good there.
Yeah.
Then you got the creepy old dude who rubs women the wrong way, Joe Biden.
I still have black friends. Obama put me on the ticket.
Obama was my guy, you know? That's my black friend.
Therefore, I can't be racist.
I can't be racist. I was Obama's vice president. Kamala was like, bitch, you racist. And he's like, no, I'm not. Obama's my friend.
No.
Yeah, Kamala a cop, though.
No, not gonna lie. Kamala is
a little bit of the police.
The police.
Kamala is the police.
Yeah, no,
she said on The Breakfast Club, she talked about how she was listening to Tupac and Snoop Dogg lighten up when she was in college.
Wait, she said she was lighting up?
Yeah.
She said that she was
she said she'd
weed.
smoke a little bit of weed.
She said she was smoking weed listening to Biggie and Tupac.
Pac and Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
And the reason this is important is because their music didn't come out till about 1992. She was in college from about 81 to 1989. Yo.
You gotta be lying.
You are lying.
Come on now. You just like...
That's not.
The
police.
You found out. We found out.
We found you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You dumb bitch.
It's alright though.
We got we had Cory Booker, who also could speak Spanish.
It's important.
He's also dating Rosario Dawson.
Ooh.
Props to him.
Shit.
Props to him for dating Rosario Dawson, especially the way he dresses. Because he ain't shit. Rosario Dawson is that woman. You feel me?
Rosario Dawson is the shit.
I fucking love her, dude. Dude, she was in, like, the Marvel Netflix stuff. Mm-hmm. She was, like, in Luke Cage mostly, I think. I actually liked her a lot in that. She's a great actress.
She's incredible. She was the medical lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, she was like Luke Cage.
She was clutch all the time.
Her, like for like 100%. Luke Cage would be dead. No more of that guy.
So Rosario Dawson, that would be the best thing to come of a Cory Booker presidency, is Rosario Dawson being the first lady of the United States.
Oh shit.
Yep, that'd be dope.
Might have just did something.
Might have just did something.
Cory Booker for president. I'm now a fan.
To make it clear, me and Tavares both actually take politics pretty seriously.
Yes.
It's just a lot more fun to fuck with everybody about it. You know, no matter, it's bipartisanship, you know? We'll fuck everybody up. We don't give a shit. We're like SNL out here.
They take themselves so seriously, so naturally it's our job to, knock them down a peg.
Exactly.
Like, just be like, nah, you're not really that dope. Sorry.
Yeah, no, and like, it's nice to do this because everybody can enjoy it.
Everyone can enjoy it.
Politicians in general are the police.
Yeah, quite factually.
So, like, we gotta come at them.
Yeah.
It's the rules.
You just gotta, take your licks.
It's just me and Tavares doing our hood rat shit.
Rat shit. We're hood rat kids doing hood rat shit. Living in the suburbs.
Living in the suburbs with our hood rat shit. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Roll the tape.
You have now entered the Penny Bloom Podcast. Hosted by none other than Colton Robinson and Tavares Pennington. I hope you are prepared for a show unlike any that you've ever seen before. Or heard, I guess it's a podcast. So you aren't going to see anything.
To kick this episode off, we wanted to start with our episode breakdown of the week. We got Stranger Things 2, Chapter 4, Will the Wise. We're celebrating, people.
We are.
We got new Stranger Things coming Thursday.
It's the week. Just give it up.
4th of July. Just, everybody, clap.
Now.
Yes. All right, stop. Chapter 4, Will the Wise. Great episode.
Great episode, really.
What's funny is I always watch like 3 or 4 episodes at a time every time I take in Stranger Things, so I never really realize what my favorite episodes are because they all run together.
Yeah.
But after watching this one, I remember this one was definitely one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, me too. Like it's one of the ones where a lot of the like pivotal things in the season like start to happen.
Which is funny, it starts off with Will being penetrated in every place possible by the shadow monster.
Yeah.
Going in through his eyes and his nose, his mouth, and his ears. I feel it everywhere. Yeah, poor Will, man.
Poor Will, yeah.
Dude, he's just always getting the shit kicked out of him.
I'm surprised he's still alive, if I'm being honest with you.
Nah, he should be dead.
Yeah, his mom's riding for him hard.
Oh,
Winona
hard.
Ryder,
Like, shout out Winona Ryder, bro.
Yeah, she rides.
She's the best.
Yeah,
she rides. It's in her name.
It's in her name.
She's Winona Ryder.
Yep.
She rides
for Will.
Rides for Will. So, kicks off with that, right? We get a little side piece where 11 is trying to find Mike. She's walking around. She sneaks out the house, which she's not supposed to do.
Yep, not.
She sees Mike. He's flirting with Max.
Mm-hmm.
Not really flirting, but like they're talking, and she's a girl.
Like 13 and 12-year-old, however the fuck old she is, like in her little brain, she's like, "Oh my god, Mike is cheating on me."
Yeah, and I mean, yeah. 11 don't like it. 11 don't like it.
Yeah, I really hate situations of miscommunication like that because
I know,
because
we know.
5 minutes before, Mike was like, "Dude, I don't fucking like you." Get the
like,
fuck
yo,
out of here.
My heart lies with 11.
Basically, he's like, "You will never replace her," and like he's going hard for 11, like he knows like she's not there right now, but he's not about to let Max go out and like try to take over or nothing like that. But like, I don't know, like 11 really saw the craziest thing like right in that moment. It sucked. It just kind of sucked.
It was terrible, yeah. And I mean, so after that though, 11 storms back home, where she meets Hopper, and Hopper's like, "Yo, the fuck." Bitch, you been out the house?
As one, I feel like Hopper starting off, he may have been a little aggressive, but like
I understand though. I mean, like
real reason to be.
You get with her. He's really protective of her, and we talked about this last week. How he's displacing or projecting what would have been his protectiveness of his birth daughter onto 11.
Yeah.
Because 11's facing even graver circumstances.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, I get it. Mm-hmm. He's coming at her hard though.
I love the line though when he goes, "I feed," or what does he say? I feed, I protect, and I teach.
Yeah.
And like he's like, that's what I do, and like I give you these 3 rules, and like, god damn it,
you can't even follow those.
You can't even follow those. Now,
he comes in, he goes, "Friends don't lie." Isn't that your bullshit saying? I'm like, I love Hopper though, dude.
Yeah.
I love both these characters. So seeing them like actually like go at it.
Oh yeah.
Somehow I actually loved it.
It's awesome, yeah.
Because it was Hopper being who he is, and it was 11 being fed up. Like she's like, yo, she's like, nothing ever happens. Yeah. And I'm like, I love seeing 11 like get fired up like that.
Me too.
Because like she's with her most previous father figure, Papa. She was so like, he'll do whatever he wants.
Exactly.
And I'll just have to go with it. But like now she's learning that she can stand up for herself, and I love that.
Yeah.
Part of the story.
It is. It's pretty cool, and like this is one of the few like we don't really get to see 11 kind of like break out of her shell too often.
No,
and this is one of the biggest moments where that happens.
For sure.
To see her go hand in hand with Hopper, like I think it just like not only showed how great of an actor both David Harbour and Millie Bobby Brown are, but like it's just like a really electric scene.
Yeah, and like just the way that 11 starts getting all fired up, she freezes the book that Hopper was tossing the dictionary.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit would piss me off if I was
she was
Hopper and she throws a book out, like I'm like, what the
Yo, you have powers, this isn't fair.
I'm like, you're gonna try to hurt me now? Like, oh my god.
And then she goes, "You are just like Papa." And he goes, "Really?"
He doesn't even realize. He's like,
really? I'm like, that psycho son of a bitch.
Which is fair because like he's not. And,
He's
like,
not. Yeah, and
she's
11's obviously just a 12-year-old girl going, "I hate you" to my dad.
That's the best part about it is they're both doing the wrong thing. They're both reacting in
the worst way they probably could have. I mean, not the worst, but like the negative way they could have reacted. Hopper could have been more understanding. Also, 11 could have. You know.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And it's like when that's the problem. I think that it's easy to solve that that rift between them, which it was like looking later into the season. Like it's a non-issue
became
now.
easier. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like that's incredible. I think when like that's the writing right there. Like the writing of them showing like the conflict between them, but it also being like complex, but at the same time really simple.
Yeah.
And it's like we figured these things out.
Yeah, I also love how like it was a life or death issue for Hopper. Like if you leave, serious shit could happen. She got back. He was like, you know what? You're grounded from waffles and TV for a week.
And she's like,
don't take my fucking waffles. Don't take my waffles. Don't take my TV. I will kill you. I will kill you right here. I could crush your windpipe without touching you. Okay?
Yo, yeah. She's basically like that. You know the scene with all the glass and shit?
Oh, that's the best.
It was completely real. They
rigged
all the glass to
and
just
it was
blow.
completely
David
random too. Harbor wasn't expecting it.
Really?
It was just like they were like, you have to be ready. Like this shit is going to be popping off at some point. Glass
will be coming for your head top.
Yeah.
Be ready.
More glass for your head top, so watch how you speak on my name, you know?
That should be 11's new catchphrase.
She's really down with Drake, apparently.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, Drake's a little sus for that.
That was also, that was weird. I remember that. She's like, what, 13, 14?
Yeah, I think in real life she's like 15 or 16.
Oh, okay.
But still, that's 15 or 16.
Drake,
you're 30.
You're coming up on 30.
Drake, you're 30. You can't befriend a 15-year-old.
Sorry. Just not how that works.
No. Mm-mm. With your reputation, this is not how these things work.
No. Drake has made a lot of questionable decisions.
Like, it's different when you think about, like I'd be cool with David Harbour and 11 being buddy-buddy. Like, David Harbour and Millie Bobby Brown, that's cool.
Exactly.
That's like the father-daughter dynamic.
Yeah.
But, like, Drake?
Like, the bigger question is, why is Drake talking to Millie Bobby Brown?
That shouldn't be a thing.
Like, if David Harbour were to text Millie Bobby Brown, that's completely normal. They're
on a show together.
Like, that's fine. They work together a lot. Drake?
What
the fuck? Drake? You gonna tell me to... What the fuck?
You gonna talk about Drake?
Damn, I kind of forgot about Soulja Boy. That's a different topic for you.
Yeah. We'll get back into the episode, though.
Okay, now.
Yeah, so 11 destroys the house. That shit was dope.
Let's talk about the cinematography, though, because that scene's another
beautiful.
One. It really is a nice house, and they kind of they allude to this at parts throughout the season. So like when they first showed Hopper taking 11 to the house, he's like, "Yeah, I know it's a little shitty now, but we're gonna get it all fixed up.
We're gonna get it fixed up, and it is a really nice cabin."
And then at the end of the season, when they take Will there to get the demon out and shit. They walk in, the first thing they say is like, "Oh, it's pretty nice in here."
They're like, "Oh, this is a pretty nice
It's like a
place."
Very like quaint like
It's
lodge.
exactly.
Yeah, and it's super cool, and like that, and then like it's super cool watching them destroy it too.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like just be like
kind of the same way as like when in Game of Thrones they built an entire city and you're like, wow, that's dope, and they were like, okay, now destroy it.
Yeah, now destroy it. That's what you do, right? When you get great sets, you just destroy.
You have to destroy the shit. Yeah, but dude, that whole scene probably my favorite in like the entire show, and like just the cinematography through that. Like this entire episode had some of the best shots that there are, and like all of them are so like. Somehow they figured out how to make their cinematography feel so 80s, like how they were in 80s movies. Like it reminds me a lot of the cinematography from then, even while combining elements from cinematography now that are like so cool, and also making it like what you were talking about earlier, comic book like.
Yes, that's the biggest thing for me that they did with this season. And like if you listen to the directors talk about it, they're like, yeah, the Duffer Bros really wanted to go a lot bigger season 2, and they did. You
could tell too. It felt like a different show while still keeping the same people.
You could totally tell that they were really going for like these big like massive scenes, and it's like it's very thematic, which makes it seem like a comic book, because you're like, you get the shots of Steve with the bandana and the glasses and the baseball
he's got the baseball bat with the nails in it.
Yeah, and he's just fucking shit up. And then you got Hopper going into the upside down.
Yes, sir.
You got Hopper digging a hole. That made that shit look dope.
Yeah, they made that, like, just the colors of that were beautiful.
Exactly.
When he was digging the hole, it was just like, 80s. You had the silhouette of trees in the background, the really blue sky, but like a deep blue sky. It wasn't like what we know as sky blue, and then the headlights hitting him from his car. It was just all perfect. It all came together really well.
Not even just 80s, but it's also like small town Indiana 80s. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally, if you look in the background of that shot, it's just like plain field. And it's just like, you see the sunset, and it just makes me think of like small town sunset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Like, to capture that feeling, I think was really interesting by the Duffer Brothers.
All right, to just allude to a little bit we're going to talk about later, this breaking news just came through on my phone. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant will both be signing with the Nets for 4 years.
I knew that shit. Knew it was going to happen.
Yo, that's scary. We'll talk about that more later. I just really wanted to get that out because that's breaking news at this moment. I know it won't be when you listen to this, but right now I'm looking at my phone. Waj reported it. Shout out to Woj. whatever the fuck you want to call him.
Wash has a monopoly on basketball news now. I feel
it's
like
unfair.
They just say it's Wash.
They're like, this is him.
Yeah.
This is his time to shine.
It is.
All right, but
I fuck with you.
We're going to jump back into this episode. Sorry.
Okay.
I had to talk. So, the next little bit that we get, the next important part is that we see Dustin harboring the baby Demogorgon.
Why the hell? Dustin is one of the smartest characters in the show.
Oh yeah, he's always the one that's bringing people back down to earth. He's always like, yo, you got to think this shit through.
Exactly.
Like when they had like in season 1 where they all got their compasses out, and he's like, so north, the compass always points towards the Earth's true north.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's not true north.
Yeah.
And they're like, so? And they're like, so all these compasses are broken. He's like, what are the chances that all these compasses are broken, you dumbasses?
Think,
these aren't batteries. It is drawn to the Earth's natural north. So, like,
that means
there's a different magnetic field.
Yeah. And so, like, he thinks. But when you find, months after, realizing Demogorgons exist, the Upside Down exists, a lot of shit that you don't know happened.
Why?
You find a new, quote-unquote, new species and be like, oh, I'm gonna take care of this is my discovery, oh my god, look at this, it's a pollywog. You're just like, look, it's obviously a fucking Demogorgon.
Demogorgon. like we all knew from the moment we saw that thing. Like we're like, we saw it shoot out of Will's mouth.
We're like, yeah,
that shit's gonna fuck things up.
We're probably gonna be in for some trouble later.
We all die. So, Dustin, bro, big dummy.
Big. He's not a big dummy. Big dumb move.
Big dumb move.
Yeah, big dumb move.
Big dumb move.
And then also hiding it after he found it. I didn't understand why he did that.
Because
they were like, dude, this thing's obviously it's like associated with the Upside Down. It's connected, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna find it. Keep it secret.
I'm gonna hide this.
Then that shit eats your cat. How do you feel about it now?
What's up? What was weird to me is that Dustin wasn't really affected by the fact that this Demogorgon ate the fucking cat.
Yeah, he wasn't. Like, I think he proceeded from there in the right course of action, being like, I need to
get this shit together. Yeah,
like I make sure I understand what I'm dealing with.
He really didn't have time to worry about his cat.
He didn't. But also,
he's like, there's bigger shit going on. You ate my cat. That's cool.
His mom is like distraught over losing Muse, and he's just like,
Mom, there's bigger shit to deal with. Mom, the world's about to end.
Which there was.
I mean, yeah. So I understand. Mm-hmm. Okay, but next we get the shots of like Will talking to his mom, and she's running the bath for him, and it's a little too hot, but like cold. She's like, yeah, I can cool it down a little bit, but we gotta heat your body up. Yeah. And then he goes, no. He likes it cold. And right then, fuck it, shoot his ass. No. Bop, he's bop, 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 bop. Look at him on the ground for a sec. He okay? Nah, he dead. Bah! Okay, one more just for safekeeping,
Yeah, exactly. Like,
he gotta be dead, bro. You can't deal with it then.
That was not like if I hear anyone, not even my son, anyone I know, be like, he likes it cold,
and like he has the history that Will does,
and I'm like,
You know all the shit. You know he was in a different place. You know he's been having a rough time lately with something that's not of this world.
Not of this world.
If all of a sudden he like changes like character and goes, no, he likes it cold. Kill him.
Would have solved a lot of problems. Not gonna
Mans
lie.
is done.
Would have definitely been something easy.
But the Shadow Monster also probably could have just like shot out of him then and been so. You know what? Maybe don't shoot his ass.
Maybe don't shoot his ass.
But whatever. Then later,
yep,
we get Hop. When he seems like he's about to apologize to 11 for what happened. Want to talk about that?
So this kind of confuses me because he's like, next morning, sleep it off. He's like, maybe I was too harsh on her. You can see it in his face that when he's talking to her, he's kind of remorseful, at least a little bit.
Yeah, he's like,
And he just, takes a minute, and he just goes, clean this fucking house by the time I get back, or this shit is over for you.
and we're like, damn, man.
Yeah, I'm like,
you couldn't have just said this shit?
Shit. Like, I know it's not what you wanted to say, but, like, it's confusing to me why he made that decision. Like, maybe he thought in his better judgment it was better to be harsh.
Yeah, because, like, and the way you could look at that is, like, if he is apologizing in his nature, it makes 11 feel more like she can do it again.
Yeah.
Which is generally how parenting is thought of.
It's the paradox of parenting, isn't it?
And, like, it's such a complicated little thing here.
It is.
Obviously, me and you aren't parents, therefore we probably can't speak on it very well.
Yeah.
But, like...
Yep.
I get it. I get the being harsh, but I also would have gotten it if he apologized. And the thing is, if he would have apologized, 11 was acting rash as hell too. So
exactly.
Maybe she would have taken that and been like, "Oh, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do this and get away with it." So
yeah.
Which it doesn't matter that he was harsh. She still fucking left.
Yeah. Which honestly,
which also fed into her leaving.
Yeah, it
was
did.
her was him being harsh.
Did. But like in hindsight, like I'm glad those things happened.
Oh, I am too.
Just for the development of the story and how the characters were meant to progress and ended up progressing, this was a very important moment in the story of Hopper and the story of 11.
Yeah. And then after that, we cut to the basketball practice where Billy is going one-on-one with Steve. So I didn't know this, or I didn't remember this, but from the Beyond Stranger Things, Billy and Steve were both taught how to play basketball.
No, Steve knew how to play.
Steve knew?
Billy. Yeah.
Okay, so the guy who plays Billy didn't know how to play basketball. So the coach that appears on screen is actually who taught Billy how to play basketball. So the deal is, Billy is fucking terrible.
Yeah, no, Billy's...
But he's supposed to be like the best on this team. But he's so fucking bad. You can tell the way he shot layups and everything.
He goes between his legs
and
he like throws it.
Why'd you do that?
Who does that?
Why would you do that? You're a fucking idiot.
Cool.
That's not cool. It's just you're a prick and you're not good.
Oh my god. Like they could have had someone like... I don't know why they didn't teach him how to like shoot at least a natural looking lay. Like I don't feel like it's hard.
But if you've never played basketball all the way up until you're that guy's age, it probably is pretty bad.
Because
he is from Australia, but Australia has a basketball team like nationally, so like you'd think they have an Australian league. You'd think he'd know a little bit. Fuck it, whatever, you know.
Yeah. Australians learn how to play some basketball.
But Billy is fucking ass at basketball, which means that Steve is even more ass at basketball. Which just...
Exactly.
That sucks.
Even though I think Steve was on the basketball team.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is. It's a basketball team practice.
Oh, I thought that was just like gym. I wasn't sure.
I think it's a basketball team practice. But anyway, they cut to the showers after that. And Steve and Billy and Steve's friend from season 1 are all talking in the showers. And then Billy just suns his ass every chance he possibly can.
Every fucking chance.
And this is where I noticed that Billy looks a lot like if Zac Efron and Post Malone had a baby.
Who also smokes cigarettes.
Who smokes a lot of cigs. That's what Billy looks like.
Basically, yeah. It's not a... He doesn't look that... I don't know. Like, it's... obviously,
he's not
Billy
a bad-looking
is
dude.
a attractive man. It's the hair.
It's his hair.
It's the mullet.
It's the mullet.
Like
Yuck. That mullet ain't that, bro.
Yeah, you're just.
It's very 80s.
Want to go? It's super 80s, but it's just like, why were they wanting?
And him having a mullet makes a lot more sense for the revelation you had later in this episode.
Oh yes, it does. It does.
We'll get to that here in a second. But We cut back to 11, back at the cabin, and she's sweeping. She decides to come around and clean the house. But this is when she finds a loose floorboard. And she discovers a lot of shit.
A lot of shit.
She figures out Terry Ives is her mama.
She figures out Terry Ives' address.
Yep, she figures out everything. She figures out this is where I need to go.
Yeah. And she figures out basically, like, how she got to where she was. She saw, like, pictures of Papa with her
Brennan,
mother.
I think was his name. The scientist, Brennan.
And like she's like, oh shit, they stole me from my mom, did experiments and shit, made me the way that I am, and now I'm trying to learn more shit. So that's kind of one of the breaking off points for where she's just like, fuck it, I'm peacing out for a bit.
Yeah.
Might come back, might not.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that scene at the end where she's like crying, she's like, Mama, because she went and saw her in the void.
Oh yeah, I forgot
and like
about
she got to touch her for a second, then she faded away, and she got back and she was crying. She was like, Mama, 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 and I was like, oh, God, fucking, because there are so few characters ever who can say as few lines of dialogue as her ever. That I will love as much. Like, I have a protective, like almost brotherly love for Eleven's character. Like, I'm like, no,
sure.
God, take her to her mom.
Take her to her mom,
please.
Yeah, no, she's a really good actor there.
So we get this. The next thing we get is the parallel between Nancy and Jonathan finding out where the portal is, or like the portal to a different dimension, to the Upside Down is. And they're talking to the scientist while Will is drawing all the tunnels underground.
Yeah.
So, like, that was a pretty cool parallel for me. Like, they're figuring that out as Will is literally drawing what they're looking at, basically.
Yeah, that is a cool parallel. I didn't even get that, actually.
Yeah, and, Will drawing all the tunnels becomes a really, really important part of the season, which is cool to think about. Like, I didn't even realize when we picked this episode, this is, like, probably the most important episode of season 2.
It definitely is. Like, all the shit starts, like, Hopper, like, from the moment that Hopper goes into the tunnels to the end of the season, it's basically like a sprint for him. Like, I don't think he
never really gets a moment where he gets to rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, he is all gas, no brakes.
Like, they go in there, they save him and take him back to the facility, shit pops off at the facility, and then, like, it's over from there. Yeah.
And then the next scene we get is where we realize... Well, here, I'll break it down real quick. So, Max and Lucas are talking. Mm-hmm. And they're just, like, all buddy-buddy and stuff. But then it takes a turn. Max is like, why you ain't told me shit about shit?
Basically.
Lucas is like, you can't know about
and he's
it.
Like, how do you even know about the shit that there is?
How do you know about the shit that the shit exists? How do you know this shit?
And she's like, well, you're obviously lying to me. Storms off. She
gets in the car with her older brother, Billy. Billy, the fuck we were talking about earlier, who looks like if Zac Efron and Post Malone had a baby who was made of cigarettes. And here we realize the dude with the mullet in the 1980s is a racist fuck.
Is a racist piece of shit. Yeah, definitely.
He's like, there are certain types of people you have to stay away from. He is one of them.
And
you're like,
she's just like,
fuck.
Why? And for the longest, it confused me. I was just like, why does he hate Lucas so much? Like, I could see, like, being protective of your little sister,
but he doesn't like her.
Date anyone, exactly. But I was like, why the fuck would he care? And the reason he cares is because
white supremacy.
Guy's a racist.
Guy is racist, and that sucks.
Also, upon meeting his dad with the Hitler mustache,
makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I mean, and Billy, he's definitely a fuck.
Yeah.
He has reason for being a fuck. Not an excuse for being a fuck.
He does.
But reason for being a fuck. There's a big difference that people tend to blur the lines from.
Yeah.
It's a reason to be a fuck, not an excuse to be a fuck.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. Billy's still a fuck.
Yeah, fuck Billy.
Next, we
got the shot of 11 and Terry in the void that we already talked about.
Yeah.
So after that, we also already talked about this, but Dart was devouring Muse.
Yeah.
He was fucking that cat up. He was like, nom, 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 nom.
Dustin realizes he's done big bad.
Yep, big bad. He's like, oh shit, I really got it. I really fucked up this time.
Yep.
Dart's out here eating the pussy. Sorry, Mom. So, yeah, he's like, man, I really got to get this shit figured out.
Yeah.
That's damn everything in this episode is a big deal.
It pops off right here.
Yeah, and then the next thing, we get the shot that we talked about earlier with Hopper digging the hole, and we get him jumping down into the upside down like little tunnels, and we get the best shot of the entire series probably, where the camera just turns slowly as he's in the tunnel with all the flakes floating and stuff.
Because it's like upside down, and then he just like, I don't know, like it tripped me out the first time I saw it.
I did too. I was like, damn, is he actually upside down?
Is he actually upside down, or is it like just?
Is it just like the metaphor?
Like,
is it like, I think it's just the metaphor, but like,
yeah,
dude, that shit's so cool.
That shit is super dope, and like that's one of those like when they pan out and you just see like the figment, like, or the figure of Hopper with the flashlight looking around with the hat, like it's like it pans out and it just looks like the cover of a comic book.
It does, and that it all comes back to that comic book feeling that they brought into the second season.
And like even more, the way that I think about it is in terms of like storyboards. So like that looks like one of those like
one of the pictures you'd see in a comic book,
and it's like the end of it's the end of the beginning and the beginning of the end.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? It's like that's like the moment where they're like, oh fuck, shit.
Yes, exactly. And then from there we get a credit roll.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that episode.
Indeed.
Setting us up for one of the best runs in television ever, I think. I love Stranger Things, dude. Probably a top 2 favorite show of mine ever with Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
I love both of them so much.
Yeah, they're both incredibly well done. But before we end, let's talk about Nancy real quick. Nancy and Jonathan.
How you feel about them?
The first time I watched this season, I was like, I've been shipping Nancy and Jonathan for a minute, and I was
me too.
Steve is a fuck. I don't like Nancy should totally be with John.
Yeah.
But then
season 2 happened.
Steve just really becomes like a guy.
He gets humbled by Billy.
Yeah, he does.
Well, and also he was already kind of making that turn because of how much he likes Nancy. He's like, man, I really want to change for her. And then Billy sunned his ass, and he's like, fuck, now I'm really in my in my feels.
The most heartbreaking moment for me with Steve's character was when they're at the Halloween party, and he goes like, she says
she's
we're
all
supposed to act like we're in love, like we're at a party,
not.
like we're high school kids.
We're not in
and
love.
She's like, it's all bullshit, and he's just like,
just bullshit.
He doesn't say anything. He just
goes,
goes,
it's all bullshit.
He just goes, like we're in love, and then she just says nothing, and he's like, I was like, fuck.
I was like, damn, man.
Like, oh man, like I feel
because like that shit hurted.
Yeah, that shit hurted.
Like. That hurts.
Exactly. And like from there, like honestly, like I don't even feel that bad about the way he reacted to it. Like when like she comes trying to talk to him for normal shit, and he's like, nah, like you shit's not normal no more.
And like even when he was going back, he brought her roses and stuff, and that's when Dustin gets him. Yeah. He's like, I'm sorry, I fucked up, I love you. What the fuck am I sorry for?
Yeah.
Why am I saying sorry? And like I feel like a lot of dudes and a lot of women, anybody in a relationship ever can understand exactly what he was feeling in that moment where he was like, I'm sorry and I love you. What am I sorry for? Yeah. Why am I doing this?
Oh God, I'm gonna do it anyway, but like goddamn.
like I am not in the wrong here.
Like I feel like I had a very legitimate concern.
Yeah.
But like, man. So that kind of tainted Nancy and Jonathan for me because
it did for me too.
The main problem that I have with it is the fact that Nancy is not with Steve.
Yeah.
When she's doing all this shit with Jonathan.
Yeah, like they weren't like officially done.
Yeah, they were just kind of.
I mean, they were done.
They were having problems. They were functionally done. Yes, but like Steve still was under the impression that Nancy was still his girlfriend.
Yeah. So like it's like the Ross and Rachel paradox. Like, were they on a break? Ross seems to think we were on a break. It's a pretty classic thing that everyone knows. And that's what this was. Like, Nancy was under the impression this was it. Exactly. I think.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm pretty sure...
I think deep down, Nancy knew that she didn't love him.
And she knows.
This isn't going to last. But I like Jonathan. And, like, I just, like, so more than anything, I hate, like, the fact that they write her to be, like, in love with Steve, and then she falls out of love with Steve.
Well,
But
I don't
before-
think they ever really wrote her to be in love with Steve, though.
That's true.
I think it was always kind of like, yeah, she was always just fascinated by like what Jonathan says at the beginning of season 1, where he's like, when I took that picture, I saw a girl trying to be someone she's not.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's like, I'm not trying to be someone I'm not. And he's like, yeah, you are.
Basically. Yeah, but it's like, it just sucks that everything that happens that's good for Nancy comes at the expense of Steve.
I know. In season 2, you really get a lot. I love Steve.
I know, and
I love
Steve is
now.
really just like out here like being a good guy.
Yeah,
like,
I love it.
Man,
he's protecting all these kids. He's their babysitter.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's great. That's one of the best.
Steve's dynamic with the kids is my favorite. I think, of like almost the entire show, besides
awesome.
Hopper with 11.
I love when he wakes up in the car and they're driving. And he's just like, wait,
what?
Oh my god!
Have you ever driven?
Pull over! Oh my god! And they're just like,
they're like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, dude, shut the fuck up. You just got your ass beat.
Yeah,
okay.
Like, we're doing this no matter. He's like, no.
Dude, I love Steve, and Steve honestly might get his ass beat second most to Will.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. He always draws the short end of the stick there.
Yeah, he's always
he like fights back for a minute, and then like
they just get his ass, you know.
Him with the Demogorgon though, season 1,
he did good.
And
it's season 2 when he was fighting off all the Demogorgons at the bus.
Yo, the best scene was when he rolls over the
when he
hood,
rolls over the hood,
and then the Demodog flies into the windshield,
and he's like,
and then he just like cranks the other one. Like, I was
it's
like,
so cool.
That's just perfect.
God, yeah, Steve was like a big inspiration for me in growing out my hair.
Really?
Yeah, and then
get some Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that Farrah Fawcett hairspray. I'm gonna go big with it. Get a little photo shoot in where I'm all ladies and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it an album cover.
Definitely.
You know, whatever. But dude, just amazing. Stranger Things.
I'm excited.
I can't wait for season 3, dude.
3. Like, I'm probably gonna. I don't know how.
I'll watch it all in a day.
100%.
Day or two max.
I'm just really hoping I don't like throw a stick into like my real life with this, but I feel like I probably will.
Yeah, like and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
It's whatever expense comes at the cost of me spending 10 hours watching Stranger Things. I don't care.
I'm down.
I'm in for it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the move.
So Stranger Things 3 coming July 4th. That's this Thursday.
Y'all get ready.
We can't wait.
Get ready.
Next segment. Tavares.
Yeah, what's up?
Let me get your thoughts on aliens.
Aliens. All right, here we go.
Aliens.
Aliens. So, first, we have to answer the fundamental question of this problem.
Are there aliens?
Do aliens exist?
I think they have to.
They have to. It's the only logical conclusion that we can come to. Because if science says anything, it says that the galaxy, the universe, the world really, is it's beyond our comprehension essentially.
Exactly.
Like, it's so big that we can't even like think about. Like, we can't even begin to ponder how big and infinite the galaxies are.
Exactly.
So, with that in mind, believing or thinking that humans have been the only species to cognitively develop throughout time seems like it'd be naive, wouldn't it?
I agree completely. And here's the thing. I've done extensive research into this topic.
Okay.
Not like officially, but like, I Googled some shit. I went into a YouTube rabbit hole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that I saw that was like scientists have studied that like there are such specific things that would need to happen for life to be able to exist on other planets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the fucking thing. Life evolved that way on our planet.
Exactly.
There is a completely different evolutionary timeline on any other planet.
Mm-hmm.
So, like...
Which also brings into the question, how do we even begin to conceive what an alien looks like? We got the I don't like the weird green guy.
Yeah, the green guy with the big black eyes.
Yeah,
and like
the
just
long
kind of
fingers. And like, it's weird, but like...
We come in peace.
Unless... So, this means one of two things. Because we have, like, produce that as kind of like the default for an alien means that someone maybe possibly saw this, interacted with it, and propagated that as what an alien is.
And what sucks about that is if that is the case,
Uh-huh.
it's become such a fucking meme.
It has.
The way that alien looks is so stereotypical and stupid now that anytime someone even mentions that an alien's supposed to look like that, quote unquote, they're like, fuck you.
Exactly. So like that it's either gonna be that, or it's gonna be that we have been completely wrong and just like created this to be alien because.
And here's the thing. Think of all the living creatures on Earth.
Oh yeah.
Do any of us look the same?
Yeah.
Are any of us all of the exact same form?
No, of course
So
not.
why would every alien be this big green guy with big black eyes?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. But even further than that, why do they even have to be humanoid?
Exactly. It could just be a fucking blob.
Yeah, it could be. It could be the sentient gas from Rick and Morty.
Exactly.
the telekinetic
We
gas.
say goodbye, Moon Man.
That's one of the funniest episodes.
Dude, I love that episode so much. But yeah, I mean, aliens could be anything.
Literally anything. But I think that they have to exist.
I think they do too. If the universe is infinite, planets every fucking where, you're telling me we are the only instance, the only instance of a living, breathing creature?
Yep. But then, here's this question. Why has seemingly no one been able to accomplish interplanetary travel on a widespread scale?
On Earth?
Not even just on Earth. Anyone. Because if we are not the only species who have evolved, we cannot be the only species looking to get off our rock.
Oh yeah, big time.
So, like, does it just mean that society, like, time in general hasn't progressed, like, long enough, or, you know, like, gone on long enough for us to develop that? Like, but that's just talking us specifically. We don't know what sort of technologies, what sort of, like,
exactly. Like, there are probably planets out there that are years and years ahead of us, but there are probably also planets that are fucking way behind.
Exactly.
You know, like,
exactly.
Like, while they're definitely, the stereotype is that aliens have advanced technology in every single way. Like, why?
Yeah, exactly. That's another. Oh yeah, that's another crazy thing, because it's like, when you think about, like, the portrayal of the future in movies and TV shows and anything, it's always like this techno advanced, you know, world utopia which has allowed us to sort of leave the planet or interact with other species, and it's been that technology, but it only comes with the assumption that those aliens have the capability to, like, contact us with that technology, or to, like, to be on the reverse of it and be just as developed or even more developed than us.
Yeah.
Why do they got to develop technology to do shit?
Exactly. I mean, like, and what's cool is, like, in Star Wars, when, like, the episodes start with a long, long time ago. This ain't the future.
No, exactly. Yeah.
It could be the past.
Yo, that's why.
But, like, I have a theory about that,
okay.
revolving around Star Wars, is that, like, the thing is, like, this is supposed to be, like, live television, and it's like, this was light years ago.
Yeah.
Because it took so long to reach our planet. Like, that's what I think it is. I think that's why they do it.
That's a good theory.
I think that's why they do it.
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense, actually. I think that's definitely
I
true.
mean, that's completely unrelated to the alien thing. That's entirely Star Wars stuff.
I think that's super important, though, because it talks about time. And time has been one of those things that's always tripped me out.
God, time is fucking
Have you seen
crazy.
Arrival?
I have not. I have not yet. I really want to, though.
It's on. You have Hulu, don't you? Yeah, watch Hulu. It's on Hulu. I think it was. I don't know if it still is.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, Arrival. That movie is crazy. So basically, I don't know if. Do we care if that much if I spoil it?
No, I don't care.
So basically, it centers around this idea that there are these aliens that come to Earth, or this different species, and when we try to communicate with it, like, or it takes us a while to communicate with it, and the story centers around the linguist who figures out how to communicate with these aliens.
Yeah.
But she figures out how to. Actually, I'm not going to tell you that. That's going to be that. You gotta watch.
I gotta watch that part.
No, there is some twists and turns in this movie. But basically, their conception of time is not linear. So, like, they have to do things in the now for the now and the future. You know what I mean? Because it's like they exist in all moments at once.
God.
So like,
dude, that movie sounds dope. I have to watch that.
Yes, no, it's a mind trip. That shit is like crazy. But it's like, think about that. Like, think about if there are other beings that maybe experience the flow of time. If we assume that time is a different dimension to transcend, if there are beings who possibly naturally can transcend the barrier of time.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
That is crazy.
So like we're getting into
like
some interstellar shit. There we go. Yes. Like when he's in the fourth dimension and shit, like who's to say that there aren't beings who have established that? That's fucking crazy.
Who's to say that there weren't beings that were communicating through the interactions that they were having?
Who's to say that anybody we fucking know could be one of those beings?
Now we're getting to the deep shit. Oh shit. Yo, but like I don't know, it's crazy to me because I don't subscribe to the belief that humans are the most intelligent form of life.
I can't believe that either.
I can't.
Judging by all the humans I know, I seriously fucking doubt it.
I hope, not even doubt. I just hope that we are not.
We are the pinnacle of society. Jesus Christ.
God damn.
If that's the case, I don't want aliens to exist.
Exactly. But now let's kind of get into the other side of it. Why are we the only sentient life form on Earth?
I don't think we are.
Well, okay. Does sentience mean like the ability?
Sentient is like knowing you exist.
Okay. So then, why are we the only
like,
intelligent
life? Okay. Well, that's just the thing. It's just the way your planet evolves. It's all based around the evolution of it. So like, who's to say that?
So we're committing genocide on ants.
Essentially.
That's weird though, because it's like. Think if you were a different animal, like a different species on Earth, how would you view a human?
Oh, I fucking hate humans. I already kind of fucking hate humans.
That's also
so like,
true.
if I was a different species that was constantly being hunted by these fucks who think they're better than me, I'd be pissed.
I'd probably be pissed too. And it's like, can they evolve to a point where they could possibly reach some similar intelligence?
I'd imagine so.
I've heard that like the brains of dogs actually aren't too dissimilar from a human brain.
Really?
I think I've heard that.
I mean, I think it's kind of crazy at all that like dogs can understand commands, or like any animal can understand commands, and they can follow what you're saying, and like
exactly.
A lot of them are able to understand what you're saying. Not everything you're saying, obviously, but the things they become used to hearing.
Yeah.
Like, who's to say that, like, what if they're intelligent enough to do that, but we're not intelligent enough to do that to dogs?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, dogs have to be able to communicate, right?
Yeah, they have to. That's another thing. Like, what are these species? What's
how are they communicating?
Yeah, how do they? Because they have to, right?
I mean, like, I have 2 dogs, right?
Yeah.
And every once in a while, they'll like look at each other, and then at the same time, fucking break to do something. So I'm like, are you guys communicating telepathically?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing right now?
But if dogs could do that, we would never know.
Exactly, because we're humans. We fucking suck.
But then, if we're more intelligent, then why can't we do that? I don't know.
Here's the thing. Who's to say what intelligence is, man?
We are. We define it.
We defined it.
Yeah.
What if to dogs we're the dumbasses because we can't communicate telepathically? What if they're like, God, look at all these people who have to speak with their mouths.
God damn. Yeah, you know, that could be. Yeah, they're like, we could just like bark and people understand, or we don't bark at all. We just don't say shit and you don't know what's happening.
Exactly.
We're really plotting, like, you know, the takeover of Earth and
the way squirrels do.
We know it. Squirrels especially.
Squirrels are suspect. I can't trust a squirrel.
Yeah, honestly, ever since Rick and Morty really does things to you.
No, I had a personal experience with a squirrel.
Oh shit! What's your personal experience?
I don't want to talk about it.
I'm sorry. That's a sensitive area.
It's an army.
I didn't mean to.
An army of squirrels.
I didn't mean to dredge up those.
It's okay.
Moving on.
Whew. But yeah, squirrels, chipmunks, all the rodents.
All rodents. What differentiates a
Me talking about rodents reminded me of the Pickle Rick episode of Rick and Morty, where he's like, "Don't worry, your friend died doing what he loved, being a dumb fucking rat."
Your friend died doing what he loved. Yeah, no, but think about what differentiates a rat from an alien. Why is every different species not just something that could exist on a different planet,
exactly,
and be what we functionally call and refer to as an alien?
Yeah, like what if... Why are animals so accepted as animals when they... Fuck, they could have come from a different planet. How do you know?
Yeah. Didn't this shit start from like a meteor crashing to Earth? That's the comic book like storied way to start like new species on new planets.
How the fuck are we out here living a comic book? Okay.
Yo, what if... You know, this has always been one of those weird things to me, but it's kind of a paradox in my thinking. But in the way that we develop stories and just like the normal progression of stories, are we most likely referencing like the reality of our existence, or is it just the only way that we are capable of, you know, like
wrapping our minds around stories?
Our mind around stories.
Oh man, fuck, I don't know.
It's like because it had to come from somewhere. Like, we didn't just think of how to tell a story, and we didn't think of, you know, climax, beginning, and like we didn't think of that progression, that chronological progression specifically, without some sort of
experience or
guidelines. Something guiding.
Well, you could think
point.
that like the way we got guided to that point though was just the way life goes for some people.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I mean, obviously some people don't have the privilege of living such a movie life.
Just made me think of a debate argument that I wrote and I ran. It was my favorite argument. It was called the Gregorian dating cave.
Okay.
Basically, it talks about how the institution of the 12-month calendar is a act or a mechanism of Christian imperialism, which endows like all beings essentially, or forces all beings to subscribe to this like conception of time, this schedule,
agenda.
Yeah, this agenda, which not only incentivizes production, but it only creates progress through that production.
Yo.
So
Eastern peoples, some shit figured out.
Eastern peoples, like way back in the day, used to not believe that time was linear. They didn't think that time happened where it's like a line. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like it doesn't move forward. It doesn't have to move forward.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the fundamental conception of our time right now. It's a line. It's a line. We start at birth and it goes to the end to death. But they believed that time was actually circular because the Earth and like time itself and everything about the universe followed a cycle. It wasn't a line. It wasn't something that began and ended. It never began. It never ended. It was just going. Yeah. So like we get the seasons, we get the sun, the moon. It all happens in cycles. The weather, like literally every natural thing
happens in cycles.
Death, like grass doesn't die. Grass just like, I don't know what you call it, but it just is not living, and then it's living again, and it's not living, and it's that endless cycle.
Every single time, yeah.
So, like, that was always a super interesting, like, when I was reading about that.
With what you're saying about, like, the grass not living and living again, is that just what our life and death is? Like, if that's the way humans are going to evolve, it's just, like, we live for a little bit, and then something brings down an entire age of people, and then another age of people rises, and it just keeps going.
No, well, that's a fundamental, like reading of goddamn Hinduism. We read the Bhagavad Gita in one of my classes actually, and a central pinnacle of that is reincarnation. The fact that we don't die, we just move up the social ladder. Now the institution of the social ladder and everything, which they had was like it was like, you know, merchant, warrior, like priest, and, like, you know, the normal like caste system shit, and that is all a result of us believing that time is circular and that there are cycles, and we just have to master the cycles essentially, and that's our way to being absorbed by Krishna, which is like their god or whatever. Like, and Krishna wasn't really a god. Krishna was you and me. Krishna was this bed. Krishna was
everything.
Desk. Krishna is everything. And so like
beautiful.
It's like these are like weird conceptions of just how life works that I think really oppose the dominant ideology.
Yeah. I mean, God, now we're getting into like shit like religion and stuff.
And
so
now,
I gotta
like thinking about this on a like kind of bringing this back to like what we started. This has been a rabbit hole, but
I fucking love it. We can keep diving.
How do you think an alien would
respond to the idea of,
or like, do you think that they produced ideas that are radically different than what we have?
And see, that's the thing. There's zero way for us to know because like I feel like obviously everyone has a belief. Everybody has something that they believe in, whether it is believing in nothing or believing in something, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, the idea that there are societies somewhere in the universe possibly where, like, this is not a concept that they have even remotely thought of.
Yeah.
Like religion. They're just fucking existing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
this is why I've like always had such a problem with religion, because it's like, it feels like if you believe one, you can't believe the other. Well, it doesn't even feel like that. That is the reality. If you believe in one way or one religion, you have to believe in that and no others. So with that being true, what stops one conception of time or the earth or nature? What stops one conception of that from another being true?
That's always been my thought too.
Because they exist off of the same fundamental assumptions.
Exactly. Like, and I mean, let's say there's an almighty creator, a god. Why are we the focus of this shit?
Yeah.
We're not.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, like,
exactly.
I think we could be, maybe. That's not for me to know. And it's just, like, we could be, but I think it's much more likely, just logically, that if space is infinite, logically, I understand that the idea of a god doesn't make sense.
Yes, yeah.
I happen to believe in a god. I don't know how, like, what I'm believing in. I'm just like, I think it would just make sense to me that there's something that's a higher power.
Yeah.
Whether that's, I mean, like, fuck, time could be God.
Time could be God. Yeah.
You know, just like,
no.
If shit's always evolving around it, it always comes back to how much time you have. Everything revolves around time. Why isn't fucking time your God?
Yeah. No,
you know?
that's true. And like, I feel like ancient peoples believe things similar to that. They believe that the sun was God. They believe that like the moon was his wife or something. Like, and it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's always weird for me because like you bring up a good point with like, the universe is infinite, right? As far as we know. So if God is God, God had to create it, right? Like,
exactly. Like, if there is a God, and like the idea, and this is why somehow aliens have become like a religious issue, is like, God created us. He didn't create anything else. Well, if the universe is infinite, why the fuck did he create everything else?
And why do we have accounts? This is one of my big problems with Christianity itself. Why are the accounts of God only contextual to man?
Yes.
Why, like, if God created everything in the earth, then why did he create everything else?
That's exactly what I was saying. It's like, and here's the thing, I can get that, like, why our Bible revolves around only man. It's because only man is what our planet knows. Yeah. So, like, say there are other planets that function pretty similar to ours, just with completely different life forms that believe in stuff like this. Because I think logically, and obviously, I'm getting more into human nature, therefore it shouldn't apply to aliens. But like I can't imagine a society where like they don't evolve to a point where they eventually decide that they have to have something to confide in, like religion. Like something where there has to be a higher power.
It's
like, I can't wrap my mind around an evolutionary cycle that doesn't eventually come to a point where they decide they're going to believe in something.
Because without that belief,
then like what's
there's
existence?
No purpose.
Exactly.
There's no purpose to your existence.
But
is purpose just something that we manufacture?
It is.
Yeah, like the belief, like that's what fundamentally what an atheist believes. I think is that like there is no inherent purpose in this universe. That's what a nihilist believes. That like. We're here, we're alive, we got lucky enough to be intelligent. Yeah. Beyond that, it's like up to us, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
To like determine things, which is why I think it's like also important that we have a broad array of religions and like beliefs and worldviews, because it's like not one. It's not like one's right at the expense of the others. It could be all are right.
Exactly.
They're just like.
Have you ever seen the show The Good Place?
I haven't watched. I want to watch it. I haven't
The
watched
very
it yet.
first episode, when the main character is being introduced into the good place, the man who greets her is like, congrats, you've made it to the good place. And he's like, so who? And she's like, so who got it right? Like, what's the right religion? He's like, you know what? Everybody got it a little right. Like, not any. None of them were really wrong. None of them were 100% correct. The closest anybody ever got was this guy. And he points to a picture on the wall. He's like, he was stupid high in 1977, and he got the shit 72% correct.
That sounds like a show I need to watch.
it's amazing.
He got 72% correct.
But yeah, like, and that's something that always, like, I'd thought about is like, why is one more correct than another? Like,
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I wish more people would be open to the idea of, is like, there are people so confined to their religion that they can't even open their mind to the idea of a different one.
Exactly.
When like, even if they did, they realize, A, they're probably not that dissimilar, and that, B, that, like, maybe that's some shit that, like, logically, immediately when you hear it, you're like, oh,
yeah.
maybe that's it.
Exactly. But then also think about this. If you've been, this is another basic problem that I have with the religion too, is that, like, it's all indoctrination. Everything you think is a result of what you've been raised thinking, how you've been raised to think. And if you've been raised to think within certain parameters of how this universe was created, how it functions, how it operates, how you're meant to operate, then you're only going to be able to, like,
operate that way.
Yeah, exactly. Until you, like, until you make a concerted effort to think outside of that lens, to try to, like, you know, like, maybe adjust it and think, oh, what if that isn't, like, what if this isn't the 100% true, like, entirety of the origin story or whatever.
I like that.
Like, it's like, it all feels like indoctrination to me, and I hate that, because I don't want to be indoctrinated into your religion. Like, I don't want to just be forced to think that this is the truth, this is the holy text, everything in it is true, this is the account of everything.
Yeah, I can't get behind that either.
I just don't buy it. Like,
I can't get behind that.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the logical part of me that's just like that. It almost cannot be true if these didn't come if these sacred words didn't come directly from a god,
exactly.
then I'm going to have a tough time believing it. And even if they did say it came directly from a god, it'd be really, and that's what the Bible is. They say it came directly from a god, and that's really hard to... I mean, it's just not true. Like, the Bible, the first books of the Bible weren't written for 80 years after Jesus was said to have died. So, like, that means for 80 years, these stories were orally passed down. Yeah.
So, like, you know, like, you've played telephone before, you know exactly how that goes. So it's like, when I learned about that was, like, really one of the things that made me think. I was like, like, not saying that the stories are entirely false.
Yeah, they could be very, very true.
The messages in them are probably very legitimate. Jesus was a man who existed. Like, that's 100% true. But it's just like, we cannot believe it to be 100% accurate. Like, like, we cannot think or be like we don't even have the intelligence that we have, where we didn't have the intelligence we have now then. So
like, why should we buy that?
Yeah, why should we buy that we were just, like, you know, giving these perfect accounts of how, like, we were meant to function as humans and stuff, and, like, believe in this religion, even if, like, we have no real foundation to believe it. You know what I mean?
It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Why do we need proof of everything? That's what sucks. It's
that's where the faith part comes into play.
Faith, yes. Uh-huh.
That's why people confide in religion, and that's why it's because that's our human nature.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
And if it's just our human nature, then, like,
why is that? Why can't aliens have that nature?
Exactly. It's crazy. Like, thinking about, like, is cognition specific to how we experience it?
I think it has to be, right?
But, like, say a different organism, a different being with a different...
Oh, I meant, like, our cognition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, our cognition is specific to us.
100%
because, like, I wouldn't really expect any other society on any other planetary plane to expect or think... I wouldn't expect them to think the way we do.
No, yeah.
Like, at all.
But, like, then it's like, imagine putting a human brain in an alien species. Or even, like, taking another species from Earth and giving it a human intelligence. How would they use that? would they use it in the same way that we would? Because like they don't have the same like anatomy as us. They don't have the same chemical processes as a human
Yeah, they don't
being.
have the same function
So it's
as
like
us.
they don't have the same function as us.
So if you gave an animal, so to say, human nature, like that in their brain, they thought like a human, they just could not act like one, what would they do with it?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. I would be like... I would have to think that would just be like a tortured piece of shit.
Yeah, that it probably would be. Because they'd just be like having all these aspirations which they can't ever achieve.
Yeah, and I mean, like, ultimately, sadly enough, I think that would result in a suicide.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would almost have to.
You'd probably go crazy. 100%.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't be able to handle. You functionally wouldn't be able to handle your.
I mean, what we're talking about is impossible. But I mean, but logically, if it were to happen, it wouldn't go well. You know?
Exactly. Like, that would be incredible. I think, though, if we could do that.
If we ever accomplished that. You gotta think at some point, like
Is
way down the line, if we don't destroy the Earth, that'll happen.
Is consciousness like material? And if not, how does it exist?
No, consciousness isn't material.
Okay, I don't think it is either.
I don't think it can be.
So, then to me, that's always made me believe that the soul has to exist.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly why I've always thought like you gotta have something in you that's just like
because honestly, I think
not of this plane. That's not of this plane. You know.
Yeah, and I think soul and consciousness are probably the same things. Like it's like the voice inside of our head that it, like just happens without our
we don't control thoughts.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we can. Yeah. But we don't. You know, thoughts come to us uncontrollably.
But on the other side of that, a lot of thoughts are chemically produced, or like reasons that we think the way that we do. It happens as a result of our chemical makeup in our brain at a specific moment in time. So what is that? Is that the root of it all? Just fucking chemicals?
Biology?
Yeah, biology.
That would suck. That's boring.
I know.
But like now that you say it, that's only the way. Now that you say it like that, I think that's the only explanation for the differences in the way people think, or the way species think.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's the chemical makeup of your brain and how your brain informs your body, and also the anatomy you were given to begin with. I don't know. It's weird shit because it's like I feel like I still do have some relative control of my thoughts and my cognition.
Yeah, but like not complete control.
Not complete control. Definitely not complete control.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. It's a mind fuck.
It is.
100%.
That's kind of a big Buddhist thing too, is controlling your mind and like mastering your like
Zen.
Yeah, essentially.
Centering your chi.
Centering your chi, yes.
My chi. My chi.
My chi. Alien talk.
Alien talk, man.
We kind of dived down a hole there.
Dude, I fucking loved it though. That was a great conversation.
That really got some good questions.
We did. We didn't really answer anything.
No,
we
don't have
contemplated
the
a lot.
means to answer it. We're just
no, we don't. We can't. But ultimately, the answer is yes, aliens exist.
Yeah, no, that's 100%. If you don't believe that, you fucked up.
Yeah, you fucked. Yeah. Aliens. Next segment. Tavares.
Hey, how's it going?
Would you rather? Would you rather? That's the name of this segment.
Okay.
We're doing Would You Rather. If you didn't get it. So.
Okay. Would you rather?
We're going to start with the first one, which was inspired by a tweet I saw from former NFL football player and great personality, Chris Long.
Yeah.
He said, "To be honest, I would rather fight a small bear than a large raccoon. Discuss." So we will. So, Tavares, would you rather fight a small bear or a large raccoon?
I think I got to take the side of a large raccoon.
Really?
Because a small bear is fucking big.
Don't get me wrong. Okay. let's put terms to this, okay?
Okay.
Let's do this. So, would you rather fight a bear-sized raccoon or a raccoon-sized bear?
Wouldn't each just be the inverse?
Not really. They have a different skill set.
The raccoon would just be the size of the bear, and the bear would just be the size of the raccoon.
Okay. Well, then let's do this. Let's make them the same size.
Okay.
Like, think of the average size, like the
size
average
of a
size of a dog.
Okay.
Would you rather fight that size of a raccoon or that size of a bear?
I would much rather go with the size of a bear because the raccoon is a lot feistier, I feel like, than the bears.
Raccoons are they're bitches.
Yeah.
They will fuck you up.
But like as long
like
as
at their size right now, they'll fuck you up.
Well, yeah, I think so. I think they can if you're not careful. But as long as I maintain physical dominance, I feel like the chances of me losing the fight is a lot lower. So if I were to fight the small bear, I'm still fighting something larger than a large raccoon.
That's true.
So that means that I from top like have less of a chance of winning this battle.
That's true.
I
tend to agree. I would go with a small bear, just because, a bear seems more human. Almost.
That's also true.
Like I feel like their skill set isn't that much different than what ours would be, except they're just like stronger.
Yeah.
That raccoon though, like you said, feisty shit.
Yeah.
I can't fuck with the large raccoon.
And the speed might be a bit of a problem. Raccoons are pretty fast,
but so are bears.
I'm hoping because it's larger, it'll slow it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, maybe like with size comes their ultimate demise.
Yeah. But I mean, each is really like a terrible situation. It's the claws that get me. I hate claws.
Yeah. The raccoons. I mean, but bears got claws.
Yeah, exactly. They both have claws. Can raccoons actually jump, or is that just something that you see in movies and shit?
Oh, where like they can jump high enough to attack a person's face.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because if not, like I'm fucking that raccoon up.
Yo, imagine like. It's like they keep every single thing about them, like their skill set. Like bears can run up to 25 miles an hour sometimes and stuff like that. Yeah. They keep all that. They're just a different size. The raccoon can still jump. It can run and shit. It can eat out of trash cans.
It can eat out of trash cans. See, that's how you know that raccoons are more feisty. Like,
bro, they eat trash.
You never catch
They don't
bear.
give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, what the fuck? Like, this is food. What are y'all talking about?
Like, y'all threw away this food. It's in the trash. Y'all didn't eat it. I'm gonna eat the shit. I'm a trash bandit.
I'm gonna go ahead and eat it for you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's how you know
raccoons are scrappy, bro.
They're scrappy.
I'm not about to fuck with a raccoon.
Nah.
I'll
that's
fuck
a
with
good
a
way.
bear.
I mean, but I'm totally more scared of hearing bear than I am hearing raccoon. I hear raccoon, I think big oversized squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. Big oversized squirrel.
Bear,
like,
I think fucking grizzly bear.
Fucking
like,
bear.
Shit roaring, like shit like twice, 3 times my size, like shit I have no chance of beating, you know what I mean? Unless I got a 22. But short of 22, I'm kind of done. I'm screwed either way, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta go bear.
I don't know. I just feel like the raccoon. I can be more physically imposing on it.
Okay, I understand that. I do get that.
Okay. Let's go to the next one.
You got this one.
Would you rather all plants scream when you pick their fruit, or would you rather animals beg for their lives before they are killed?
This one's a little fucked up.
This one is a bit fucked up. Yeah.
So, I mean, you're a little bit of a piece of shit if you enjoy or like. I mean, yeah, if you enjoy killing animals, I don't know, man. I understand hunting is something.
Yeah.
I don't get it, though. I've never been a fan.
I don't get it either. Like, even just like, so I just got back from this trip with this kid who's a cattleman or whatever. Like, he shows cattle. And he was detailing the process of how you would go about slaughtering a cow. And that shit is gruesome. Do you know how they do that?
I mean, I've seen documentaries and stuff.
First, they hit him with like a 9 gauge to the head, and then that doesn't even kill him. That just knocks him out because the cow's skull is so thick.
Yeah.
And then they come up, slice the cow's throat, and then they hoist it up like on some like chains and pulleys and shit.
So that it drains it of the blood.
Yeah, so that it drains out of it, the blood. And I was just like, God, fuck, like
that's
I
terrible
to do this. Like, this is like kind of terrible.
So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
You are a piece of shit if you enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
You're also a piece of shit if you don't enjoy picking flowers. So
fair.
ultimately, I think you have to go with, I would much rather animals beg for their lives.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think less people would kill animals.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
I just want less people to kill animals.
And also another thing about that too is like, think about how weird it would be if a plant screamed. Like,
Fucking no!
I'm
Stop!
like,
My fruit!
does it stop? Does it scream on the way to cutting it and realizing that it's being cut, which means that it can also see, which leads to a whole nother list of implications. But once it's cut, does it continue screaming? And if so, that kind of means that you've decapitated someone and they're continuing screaming. This is all fucked up. Why would that would just be weird.
The way I'm thinking about it too is like, if animals can beg for their lives, animals can talk now.
Oh shit!
So I'm going with that 10 times out of 10.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking to these animals and I'm not killing them.
Exactly.
Hey, what's up, homie? Oh,
They
I'm
can-
chilling.
they
How
can-
you doing?
they
You see
can-
a spider and you're like, what you doing? They're like, oh, I'm just chilling. Don't worry.
just
You're like,
chilling,
okay,
bro.
I won't kill you then. You
You're
can
like,
hang out.
Hey, bro, watch where you going though. You know what I mean? My mom a little scared of you, so like, make sure.
So like, stay out of her room.
Yeah, you know what I mean. He'd
Just
be
come
like,
through. Come
Thanks
through.
for the thanks for the whiz, bro. You know I'm good. All right, thank you. Hook me up.
Yep. So easily, animals beg for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're gonna get into probably the most realistic and real one.
Oh yeah.
Like this shit is heavy. Not heavy, but deep. We can dive deep into this.
Oh yeah.
Would you rather have a horribly, horribly corrupt government or no government at all?
See. Okay, so first to answer this question, you have to decide whether you have to decide your method for creating chaos. Is it net better for chaos to have been created as a result of just human discord without any propagating force,
Yeah.
or is it better to have that chaos be at least relatively controlled and coming from a clear source, even if you can't defeat that source?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, God, I don't know. I think I would rather have no government.
Uh-huh.
Because I think a horribly corrupt government can do more damage to the people of the society they're running than no government could at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think at this point, if you're looking at a horribly corrupt government, you're looking at a society in which they focus on benefiting those in the government, which we're not too unfamiliar with.
Here's the argument I'll make. I think that, on balance, having a horribly corrupt government is probably better than no government, because if you have a corrupt government, first of all, believing the assumption that humans are inherently corrupt, believing that humans are not inherently good beings, means that if there is no corrupt government, then there's no way to isolate the evil that
no government
exists.
would bring out.
Yeah. So if it's anarchy, that means that you've got shit happening everywhere.
It's
There's
an
no system of
all-time
order, control. Yeah, exactly. But if you have a horribly corrupt government, that at least means that there are people who are not in that government who are able to peek outside of the dominant lens and be like, you all are fucked up, and that gives you the moral ground, I guess, to say that there is something wrong. But it's harder to identify the problem if there is nothing to point to.
Either way, I'm thinking we're looking at some sort of purging type situation.
Yeah, but what if it's beneficial for that government to keep its citizens alive?
That's true. But yeah, that is true. Because obviously to have a government, you have to have people the government are running. Mm-hmm. So I think it comes to the point where if we look at society like humans are innately evil without the good, they learn good.
Yeah.
Then I'm thinking that a horribly corrupt government would eventually come to the keep the rich, kill the poor decision.
Yeah.
Which is still the purge.
I think so. And like honestly, it's not even come to that decision. It's just a matter of levying those mechanisms which create that outcome on a increasingly like veiled scale. So like they don't want people to understand what's happening to them, and they don't want them to understand how good how well off the people at the top are and how fucked up that they are.
Yeah.
They want to just continue like creating the problems in equity and distribution in general. So like I don't know. I think that having the horribly corrupt government though means that the evil
There is at least some control.
And because of that control, it has broader reach.
Yeah, okay.
Like it's easier to direct forces towards one specific population than it would be with no government. So I don't. Yeah, this is a weird question.
This one's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because I do get it. I definitely get that in a horribly corrupt government, there are still going to be those in the government that probably aren't corrupt.
Yeah.
So, like, those ones hopefully can do some good while they're at that position. But, like, they can't be in the vast majority if it's a horribly corrupt government.
Yeah,
Therefore, they're
exactly.
probably not going to be able to get shit done anyway.
Yeah.
And therefore, the chaos or the anarchy that ensues is going to be controlled
Yeah.
by a government.
But then that also almost necessitates the existence of dissent. If there is one existing form of government, then that means that is horribly corrupt, and that means there has to be people who don't agree. And the natural conclusion of that is that they create coalitions to fight against the government.
A rebellion.
Yeah, rebellion. And it's like...
So if there is a horribly corrupt government, there is an opportunity for a government to exist. But you could say the same thing for no government.
Yeah.
There's no government at all, they could form a government.
Yeah. They could form a government. Yeah, you could.
This is tough.
This is tough.
Because no matter what, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's a cycle, you know? No matter what, it'll come back to them eventually trying to figure out a way to get a good government.
Yeah, it will.
Like, hopefully.
Why does it have to be a government, though? Like, is there no other system of organizing humans outside of a government?
Well, I don't think... I think that's kind of what they're saying, is like any form of organizing humans would be the government.
That's fair.
That's like, I think government is an all-encompassing word for that.
Yeah. But like, is there a way with no government?
Is it possible to exist outside of a government? Like, what,
is it?
I mean, it is, but obviously you'll exist. But like, what happens in that existence?
Is it possible to have order outside of a government?
Exactly. And because if you think back, like in history, when there weren't like real governments, and even now when there are governments, there's still global atrocities every fucking day.
Exactly.
But like, it used to just be a bunch of fucking dudes murdering each other to live, you know? Survival of the fittest. Just a bunch of guys being dudes.
Yeah. It definitely used to be like that. You know, the Wild Wild West. What?
Like, I mean, like, you see all these stories about the Wild Wild West when there wasn't really an established government here.
Yeah.
And they were just fucking drawing their pistols at each other like, all right, take 10 steps, turn around, shoot each other. We'll see what happens. They're like, this is our government.
Take 10 steps, turn around, shoot each other. That's almost exactly what they did, too.
But, like, they eventually even formed government.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like, I think human nature will eventually lead itself to a point where they would form a government.
I think that is a natural progression too.
It's just a matter of time, you know.
Yeah.
So I think the less messy version of this would probably be the horribly corrupt government. Because at least there is some control with the corruption.
But like that
But with the no government, it's free anarchy and then coming together.
Exactly. And it's not even necessarily about which one maintains the order. Like, I feel like that there is an argument to be made that disorder has its benefits, you know what I mean? Like,
And in some circumstances, for sure.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. It really just is a matter of whether or not you believe in like order for the sake, or violence for the sake of order or not.
Yeah.
Moving on. Would you rather live in the wilderness, far from civilization, with no human contact, or live on the streets of a city as a homeless person?
This one's tough. We talked about this off mic for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I still can't really decide.
And, like, initially for me, obviously the fear for living in the wilderness is the solitude.
Yeah, I don't know if I could handle the isolation there.
Yeah, that would be, like, very intense. And also just having the know-how
to survive out there. Like, I don't think I'm built for that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if I am either, but...
Like, could I become built for that shit because I had to?
Exactly. My problem is that, like, I feel like when you live on the streets of a city as a homeless person, you...
become a little dehumanized.
100%.
Yeah.
A lot dehumanized.
Yeah,
and
not a
little
bit. That was a little bit of an understatement.
You also, like, the end destination of a homeless person is not, like, bright. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like
if you're living by yourself and
there's not much means they have to succeed or to progress up a social ladder if you're already homeless. So, with that being said, living in the wilderness, far from civilization, with no human contact, means that you're not part of any social hierarchy. You are not the scum.
You can just be what you want.
Yeah, exactly. You're
not the quote-unquote scum, the people that don't deserve to be a part of our society, but even though they obviously do, it's just
you're not
a lot of the time
living
bad break.
with standards.
Yeah, you're not living with standards. You're living with you.
Yeah,
you get to be who you want.
But, like, it's probably a lot more dangerous to live in the wilderness than, even though it is dangerous to live as a homeless person, just because you're kind of subject to just Mother Nature in general. Like,
yeah.
You don't have like a homeless person could find a shelter. Mm-hmm. If you're in the wilderness, you gotta make your shelter or you're fucked. So, yeah. But then, like, I don't know. I feel like there's some good lessons you could learn, like just being on your own in the wilderness.
There's probably a lot of really good lessons you could learn from being homeless.
yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, like learning how to appreciate shit.
Yeah.
Like if you don't, like
learning, like,
damn. Remember when I could just like go grab a water?
Remember when I had heat,
a kitchen, AC,
bread.
Like I mean, I don't know, but like you could say the same thing about living out in civilization.
I just find it more of a, like, I find it better to just not even want to desire those things than to desire those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like living as a homeless person. Every day I wake up and I'm faced with the realization that I don't have shit.
I don't have this, and I want this, but I'll never, like,
I
feel like
want
I
this.
can't.
I need this.
I need this, yeah.
To exist here. But, like, as a homeless person, it's like, okay, I don't have shit. I don't need shit. I have what I need. You know?
Being in the wilderness.
Yeah, being in the wilderness.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's true. Like, I think being in wilderness, I think long term would have more benefits than being homeless.
Yeah, because especially if you're able to, like, develop your skills for a long time, people get pretty good at, living out there.
living out there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
it's not possible.
I think ultimately I'd rather live in wilderness far from civilization, but damn, the no human contact part. That's tough.
Yeah, that definitely is tough. I don't know how, like,
I mean,
I don't think anyone would know how they deal with that until they have to deal with it.
Exactly. Like, how does anybody handle complete solitude?
Uh-huh.
Usually it results in somebody losing their fucking mind.
Yeah, exactly. No,
and I mean, I guess if you're in the wilderness, you have the opportunity to confide in, like, animals. But, like, that's not...
animals.
Yeah, that's not, like, obviously not as beneficial. I mean, people talk to their dogs and shit, so it's like, maybe, like...
Exactly.
But other than that, I don't fucking know. Like,
yeah,
it'd be tough.
It would be. Just, like, living as a homeless person just seems like the fucking worst.
I can't imagine.
Oh my god, I hate that. Next.
Next thing. Would you rather live your entire life in a virtual reality where all your wishes are granted, or just the normal, real world?
It's the fundamental question of Westworld.
It is. It is Westworld. Did you finish it?
I haven't actually. I haven't been able to get back into it.
Okay. We'll get to it. We'll get to
it. I'm trying to finish it this week.
But, so, would you rather live an entire life with virtual reality where your wishes all come true? everything you could ever want, you get? Or would you rather just live in the normal real world?
I feel like the measure... I think one of the most true statements that Westworld makes is that the measure of a person is in who they are in a lawless land.
Yeah.
Rather than who they are in, like, the real world.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I feel like a more... Like, as paradoxical as this is, a more realistic interpretation of human life happens through through a place of virtual reality where we could have all of our wishes granted, because then we are free to become
whatever we please.
Yeah, exactly, in the entirety of whatever we please.
Yeah.
So it's like in the real world we have to work with restrictions which are out of our control, which also tend to determine, our personality, personhood in general. But like, I'm also on the other side of the coin. I do subscribe to the idea that there is a natural order to things that we should not fuck up.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's like living. It's not really realistic that we have every wish granted.
Yeah, and that, but like that's the point. It's like, so while it's not realistic, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think I would still go with the normal real world.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we lived in a virtual reality where everybody's wishes came true, there are some people out there with some pretty fucked up wishes.
That's very, very true.
Here in this real world, if people have fucked up wishes, they have to work really fucking hard and are likely not to achieve them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, then, is it more natural to work within the constraints of the universe, or is it more natural to experience a person for the entirety of who they are, good or bad?
Ah, fuck, man. All right. I mean, I'm pretty fine with what we're doing.
I don't think we fucked up too bad.
I think the world's pretty fucked up, but I don't think it's like it could be worse. Like I saw an article after I finished Chernobyl that was like, yes, or it was a tweet. It said like, yes, the American government's shit right now. It's a giant garbage fire. There's global atrocities taking place every day.
Yeah.
But hey, at least we're not dying of radiation within 2 years. And I was like, yeah, Chernobyl, and I think it was a good time for Chernobyl to come out, because it was like, hey, things definitely could be worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, in the context of the real world, I think it makes the atrocities that occur more painful than it would be if all the wishes came true. Because if all the wishes came true, it'd just be like, well, it was just somebody's wish and this happened.
Pain away,
Yeah, this was just somebody's wish. They made this happen. That's fucking terrible. But like in the real world, if somebody's terrible wish comes true, it's usually a great amount of people that have to come together behind that idea to accomplish it, and that's really fucked up. That's ultimately what makes shit more painful than just one person's idea being.
Shit's real. Like,
yeah, it's real. Like, that's why it's more painful. Like every emotion experienced, happiness, sadness, everything would be more extreme in the real world, because in virtual reality you can just blow everything off to, well, it's not real.
Yeah, and because of that, because virtual reality functionally is not real, are you living at all?
Next segment. It is 6 o'clock here.
6 o'clock.
On June 30th, 2019.
Central Time.
Central Time. Free agency in the NBA has been occurring for about an hour now. We are in the thick of it.
We are.
So we want to discuss it. We want to talk about it.
Just, a little overview.
A little some. So, I'm going to talk about the Bucks for a second. I like the Milwaukee Bucks, mostly because I like Giannis Antetokounmpo a lot.
Oh, yeah.
But they have done a pretty good job so far of signing back the guys
which they need
that were central to their core. Like Chris Middleton, who has been grown in Milwaukee's system.
Yeah.
He was in their G League. Now he's playing. He's an all-star
He's
now.
Draymond for the Bucks.
He is Draymond for the Bucks. Good. Yeah, nice. I never even thought of it like that. But yeah, they signed back Brook Lopez, who was central to their success last year. He put up like over 183s.
Oh wow!
And he's a center.
Yeah, no,
which is more than Kobe
can
Bryant.
shoot.
Which is more than Kobe Bryant ever did in his best season.
Damn, are you
like
serious?
the most 3-pointers Kobe ever hit in a season was like 178. And
Jeez.
like near the end of the season, Brook Lopez got 179.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's pretty awesome that the Bucks are doing everything they can to sign back their men. On the flip side of that, you have the fucking Hornets, who choked.
Yeah, they're done.
Choked getting Kemba Walker. Why aren't you paying Kemba Walker that money? Like, who else are you going
Honestly,
to pay to come to the Charlotte Hornets?
You hate to see it, but you know I don't hate it that much.
I don't hate it
I feel
either.
bad for Kemba and Charlotte.
I do. I feel bad for Kemba and Charlotte big time because they were never going to be anything. They were never going to be anything with Kemba there.
I don't think
just because they were going to pay all their money to Kemba.
Yeah,
they couldn't. I mean, ultimately,
they thought they were starting over when they got Kemba, but they just never.
They couldn't make the decisions to do.
Fruition. Yeah.
To do that, so like
they need to start over without Kemba, I think, and this is probably the best path forward.
Probably,
maybe that's what they're thinking too, but like, good on Kemba Walker for going to a team with
a contender
any sort of chance.
Yeah,
like the Celtics are a good team.
Celtics are a good team, but like I fucking hate the Celtics. They're probably my least favorite team in the league at this point, besides the Warriors. I don't know. I used to like them too. I liked them when they got KG. A lot because I was a big Kevin Garnett fan.
Yeah.
But then that ended and I was like, eh. Now I'm just not very keen on the city of Boston.
Yeah, Boston's
I'm not a fan of
not
Boston.
A great city.
But especially their sports fans most of the time, it's just annoying. So like I've grown a disliking for the Celtics. So seeing Kemba Walker was going to go there, I like Kemba Walker a lot. I was a little disappointed.
Yeah.
I was hoping he was going to go. I would have loved Lakers, but I mean, I almost would have been fine with anybody else.
Yeah,
like the Mavericks.
You got to think about too, like Kyrie's complaints with Boston.
Boston has a really bad reputation right now.
Yeah, they do. They do not have. They're not in a great place. I feel like as an organization, and bringing in Kemba, either they need a mentality change or they're going to continue.
To go down that path, yeah, like the way that they expected big things when they got Kyrie and Gordon Hayward,
huge things,
and
everybody did,
and I mean Gordon Hayward broke his leg, so like he's not going to be the same for a season or two, and then Kyrie, he still did pretty good.
He did. Kyrie didn't do bad.
No, not at all, and they had the young core that performed well. They just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah,
and I think losing Kyrie and replacing him with Kemba, while also probably going to be ending up losing Al Horford. And Terry Rozier's gone.
Oh, is he? I was just about to say that. I was excited for Terry.
He's in
Terry Rozier?
Hornets.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It
was like a sign and trade deal.
Okay, that's what
that they
thinking.
did there because that also involved the Nets with Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
So going into that, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant are going to play for the Brooklyn Nets next season.
Well,
and for the for the 3 seasons. Yeah. Sorry, KD. We'll have to skip a year, but. That team's going to be fucking good.
Yeah, no, they're going to be good. And it'll be really important, I think, for them to have that year without KD even because that, like, I don't feel like KD needs to adjust to any systems. He is.
Oh, no. He is the system.
Yeah, he is the system. So it's like giving them a chance to gel together and then throwing in a superstar, they can't go anywhere but up. You know what I mean?
And I mean, if KD was going to be participating this season, I'd make the prediction right now that it was Lakers-Nets finals. But with KD out, I don't see it going much different than the Celtics season this year.
Yeah.
Like and then if you get Kawhi signing back with the Raptors, I think the Celtics would definitely be done.
Oh,
if you get, I mean,
no, 100% if he went to the Raptors, but I don't think he's gonna go to the Raptors. I just don't. Let me go check his LinkedIn actually.
Yeah, just go check his LinkedIn. You know that's how he's gonna announce it. Dude, I fucking love Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard is the he.
I'm praying that he signs with the Lakers.
Oh my God, no! I would hate
fuck
that.
Yes, I would love that.
I would fucking hate that so much.
I am such a hypocrite, and I don't care.
What are they gonna do with LeBron and Kawhi?
Everything. They will conquer the fucking earth.
What's that? So they put Davis at the 5, LeBron at the 4,
And
Kawhi
at the 3.
Who's at the 2? Kuzma? No, well, Kuzma can't play the 2.
Kuzma's coming off the bench.
Kuzma's coming off the bench.
I am fine with that. They do not have a bench. If you get Kuzma coming off the bench, he is at least a little bit of a life.
That's true. Who's playing PG now that Lonzo's
Rajon Rondo.
Oh, yeah, that's not terrible.
That's not bad.
Could be bad.
He's a role player.
Yeah, he's a role player. So,
and then you got a solid Lance Stevenson at shooting guard.
Oh, Lance Stevenson. Okay. So,
I think.
I mean, those two players have been able to do things. I just don't know if they're at that point in their career where they can do those things anymore.
I don't think they need to be.
That's also
they don't need
true.
to be if they have Kawhi, LeBron, and AD.
Yeah.
That's the best big three that's ever existed if that happens. Like, zero doubt.
Yeah, no, 100%.
You have 3 of probably the top 5 players in the NBA right now on the same team. That's never happened. I don't care what you say. I mean, you had Steph Curry and KD.
Yeah.
That's the closest it's got.
Yeah, it has. Well, yeah, no, 100%. Actually, LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh weren't really all that.
I mean,
like,
they were good. They weren't top 5,
they weren't
though,
top
you know?
5, yeah. Yeah, that's... it would just... I feel like it would fuck the league up even more, feed into this, like, whole, like, power team or super team shit.
It'll pass, though.
Will it, though?
It will.
It's been going on for about 10 years
It's been going on for
now.
20 years.
20, yeah.
I mean, it goes back to the 80s when the Celtics and Lakers were just trading the championship back and forth.
Yeah,
that's just what they did. Like, it's
true.
always... There's always teams at the top of the league for about a decade.
Uh-huh.
And then they fall off. Like, that's evident with the Spurs.
Yeah.
From 2000 to 2010, that was their reign.
Yeah, no, it was.
And now the Spurs, I mean, they're still good. They're not bad, but I mean, like, they're just there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just kind of the evolution of the league. So I think if the Lakers, and like so far this year, this decade, it's been the Warriors.
Oh,
and it looks 100%. Like the Warriors' demise is coming. So
it's
like
been the Warriors and LeBron.
Warriors and LeBron,
not even LeBron's teams.
Not the Heat, not the Cavs. It's just LeBron versus the Warriors.
It's LeBron versus the Warriors. Yeah,
that's been the dynamic. Mm-hmm. So now we're moving into an era that I think, with the Warriors slowly climbing back down the ladder, and I mean they're still gonna be fucking good. The players that they still have won 73 games in a season, so like they're still good.
Yeah,
but I mean like. It'll definitely shake up the team a little bit, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, but I also feel like they had, whether or not they wanted to admit it, I feel like, I don't know, just judging from what I know of Kevin Durant as a person, I don't feel like he was the best locker room presence. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I also don't think he was the worst, though.
Yeah, probably not. But it seemed like he wanted to win, and...
He didn't care what he said or what he did. He just had to win.
Exactly. It wasn't necessarily about the team. It was about... Which, I mean, it's a job. Like,
yeah.
This is a normal... Like, it's not like this is an uncommon sentiment to have. But I feel like the Warriors are not that sort of team. They are a sort of team that was built together. Clay, Steph,
and that's why KD always just kind of felt like an outsider.
Yeah.
Like, I remember at their championship parade where they were like, so are you going to pay... Steph and Max, and they're like, absolutely, and they were like, what about KD? They were like, I don't know, I don't think he's earned it yet. He's not.
Who said that?
Their owner, the owner of the Warriors, was like, God. I don't know, I don't think he's really earned it yet because he's not a Warrior, you know?
Yeah,
like he's just. It's the Warriors and Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. And I feel like it'll now, like, I don't know why, but I feel like it's a little different for DeMarcus Cousins just because he came from the Kings.
Yeah.
But like it's not entirely different for him either because honestly, sometimes I forget that DeMarcus Cousins plays for the Warriors.
So do I. He's been hurt a long time.
He has been hurt a long time. Yeah. But it's just kind of like it's Draymond, it's Clay, it's Steph.
That's it.
That's the
Andre Iguodala
too.
And he's shitting on the Warriors lately.
Oh yeah.
He is not okay with what they're doing. Apparently.
Yeah, he's not. Like, actually, I'm pretty sure he's writing a book about that. When I sent you that one tweet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's writing a book about like his problems and stuff. But Iggy is just. I love Iggy. Iggy should. Just
I like Iguodala.
He should go ahead and retire, live out his days being an analyst or something like. He would do really well with that.
So the Nets are cleaning up tonight.
Oh, yeah.
With KD, Kyrie Irving, and DeAndre Jordan.
They did get DeAndre.
They will be getting DeAndre Jordan.
Wow, that's crazy. Like, honestly, I'm really happy for the Nets. Like,
I am too. They kind of deserve that.
I like D'Angelo Russell
a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
But he's probably not going to end up being with the Nets this next season.
Oh no, they won't.
He'll probably he might
not
fuck
after
around and end up
next
with the Lakers.
They're not going to be able to pay all of them. Like,
Oh no way.
What's that?
Tobias Harris, as of this moment, has agreed to a contract to return to the Philadelphia 76ers, which is really, really good for them.
That is really good.
Because J.J. Redick, earlier today, signed with the Pelicans.
Yeah, exactly.
Which gives them a pretty nice starting lineup.
Oh, yeah, no.
They got Lonzo, J.J., Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and I can't remember. They signed someone at center. Was it Boban? Marjanovic?
No.
I don't know. But, I can't remember, but those four, that's a good young core with a really good veteran presence.
Exactly.
So that's always a scary thing. They look like they're shaping up to be kind of what the 76ers were this year.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. But
not quite.
I feel like with better players, in my opinion.
Really?
They have more seasoned players. They have more proven players. Lonzo Ball has proved that he can ball
a little bit.
I don't think Markel.
Not as much as he can.
Yeah. Nobody thinks Lonzo's bad, but I don't think that the same is true. Granted, he was hurt, but Markel Fultz, kind of for me was a bust with the Sixers.
He got traded to the Magic though.
Wait, when was that?
That was last season before the trade deadline.
Oh damn!
He got traded to the Magic. I can't remember what they got in return.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he got traded to the Magic.
Yeah,
and it looks like the 76ers are also probably going to lose Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, no, I think they will too.
So, I mean, coming back, you have a really good big three in Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
And that's why I think these are three seasoned, proven players.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think they'll be better than the Pelicans. But I think the Pelicans have the potential. See, that's not even fair either because Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are still so fucking young.
Yeah, exactly.
So they feel like they've been around for a long time.
I don't even know. I honestly, Ben Simmons has not impressed me a ton with how he's played.
I'm sold on Ben Simmons.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like he's not diverse enough as a player. He
can't shoot, but that's it.
Well, yeah, he can't shoot, but he also is not someone who has obviously he has a good inside game. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's usually playing against guards. But I don't feel like if you put him against a small forward or a power forward and make that switch, he's gonna hold his own.
Okay, that's fair. I can get behind that, but I mean,
and I feel like until he can do that, that's when he'll kind of reach the next level and be someone who can dominate a game. I don't think of Ben Simmons as someone who can dominate a game so much as just contribute greatly to it.
Okay, all right, that's fair. That's definitely fair. So. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm excited for the Pelicans next season. I think that'll be a solid team and a fun team to watch. And then I think the Nets will be great. 76ers will be about the same, not too much different. They'll have to make some signings for sure. And then, we already talked about Kemba. Harrison Barnes somehow is the best agent alive.
Yeah.
Getting signed an $85 million deal with Sacramento.
God.
Congrats, Harrison Barnes. Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
Going to the Pistons.
Always good to hear about Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, I like Derrick.
I don't know how well the Pistons will do.
I mean, they'll still have Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond, Derrick Rose. I mean, they have the makings. They have the makings of a good team. They made a playoff run this year, and they had less.
Yeah, they did. It's just I always expect the Pistons to be bad. They're not consistently a good team at all.
Yeah, exactly. And then, I mean, shit, I was about to bring up a team that looks like they're going to actually...
Have you been seeing, so Indiana actually has been getting a ton.
Indiana and the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
Indiana today signed Bojan Bogdanovic. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, no, that was the Jazz. He signed with the Jazz now.
Yeah, he went with the Jazz.
But...
Indiana got Brogdon.
Indiana got Malcolm Brogdon from the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah. And they also
a rookie of the year.
Yeah, no, Malcolm Brogdon is legit. They also got Jeremy Lamb. He's
a good role player.
He's a good role player too. Yeah, he can definitely shoot the ball a little bit. Let's see.
Portland Trailblazers signed Rodney Hood. So they got Rodney Hood and Kent Bazemore in Portland.
Did they re-sign Rodney? Where was Rodney Hood?
Rodney Hood was in. I think he was in Cleveland.
Oh yeah, he was. Rodney Hood's not terrible. I like him. I don't feel like he's been.
He's another good role. He's another good role player. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think Gosh, the NBA is just going to be really exciting next season, man.
I really am eager to see what Mike Conley does on the Jazz.
I am too.
Because
I think the Jazz are going to be good.
Mike Conley is...
I mean, you got Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell as the backcourt. You got Rudy Gobert, the defensive player of the year at center.
Yeah.
You signed a great shooter who will probably come off the bench. And then they've always proven that they can do a lot with a little.
Exactly.
Seemingly.
Yeah, exactly. And like they made a super like surprising playoff run this year, and like that was like
Or last year, yeah.
Or was that last year?
Yeah, but
Okay.
they went pretty deep.
Yeah, but that was like super surprising from like I didn't expect it. I was
didn't
like the
expect
Jazz
it.
are just like
They're the
nobody's-
Jazz, you know.
Yeah, they're the Jazz. They're another one.
They're
of those,
in
like,
Utah.
Who the fuck goes to Utah?
Oh God, Gordon Hayward.
Gordon
That's
Hayward.
a Gordon Hayward ass thing to do.
That is.
And then
super
it's
Gordon
even
Hayward.
more Gordon Hayward to go to Boston. So, but yeah, dude, the NBA, fucking NBA, man.
NBA basketball.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
God, the Lakers. Lakers just need to get Kawhi.
They won't. I don't think they'll do it.
So what you think? Where you think he's headed then? Clippers?
I like the Clippers a lot. I think it makes a lot of sense for him to do that.
I also agree
It
with
makes
that.
it makes that conference, or not that conference, that division, super elite. I think the Kings, the Lakers, the Warriors, and the Clippers,
Ooh.
with like 3 out of those 4 teams having major superstars on them.
And
that
then
would be
the
incredible
Kings
to
are
see.
just a young team that could sprout another superstar with De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
So, like,
exactly.
Yeah, they could be really good.
Yeah, I think.
I mean
that
that
would be,
California is fucking dominating.
Oh yeah.
But I mean,
100%.
Dude, I'm just excited.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just excited. I love the NBA.
Yeah, me too.
It's so much fun.
Basketball.
So much drama.
Oh yeah, it's the crop of drama.
What's interesting to me is that Klay Thompson's agreement as of right now, 6:16 p.m., has not been announced.
Really?
And that was supposed to be a deal that was done.
Yeah, done.
Like immediately. So I'm interested. I'm kind of hoping it falls apart.
Why is that?
Because, like, I mean, it'd just be exciting for another one of the best shooters in the league to go somewhere else. You know? I like it when shit changes up.
Yeah, I feel.
Because I don't really follow any one team. I don't really follow any one team. I follow my favorite players. And when my favorite players are leaving and going to new places and facing new people, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited for it.
As of 34 minutes ago, Klay Thompson still has not officially agreed to a contract extension.
Ooh.
So it looks like he might be getting cold feet.
Might go to L.A. I'm kind of fine with anybody going to the Lakers ever.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about the fact that the Warriors about to have a new stadium.
Yeah, they're not playing in Oracle anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun. NBA is gonna be fun.
NBA will be fun. It's always nice when things get shook up. Like I feel like the best moments in the NBA happen as a result of those huge shakeups too.
A report from Ramona Shelburne just now. The Knicks and owner Jim Dolan were not prepared to offer Kevin Durant a full max contract.
Huh.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, they should have known that
Why?
they weren't gonna like get him if that was the case. All KD cares about really is the chip and some dough.
Yeah, he needs that chip in the dip. I want my chips with the dip.
I want my chips with the dip. Don't give me no chip, honey, with the dip.
Shelburne also reports that the Knicks will be meeting with Julius Randle tonight. Which would be a really good addition to a really bad team.
Yeah. Wouldn't anything though.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, if you get that, you got Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, and Dennis Smith Jr., which is a really good young core.
Yeah.
But, like, it's nothing right now, you know?
Yeah, no, the Knicks...
I mean, Julius Randle's good. R.J. Barrett looks like he's going to be good.
They are the
And
struggle
Dennis Smith
bus
Jr.
right now.
is... He's above average. I fuck with Dennis Smith Jr. heavy.
I like him too, but I don't know, like, R.J. Barrett, like, obviously he's a good player. I don't know if he's, like the number 1 or 2 on a team.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I guess we'll see.
I could see him being the number 2 on a team easily when he's matured as a player in the NBA. But, like, coming in, I don't expect him to be incredibly good, you know?
We'll see.
Like, yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see.
We're coming up on the 2-hour mark here, so maybe it's a sign-off time.
Maybe it is.
All right. We were happy to answer all of your unanswered questions. Make you think a little bit on today's episode. We know this one was...
Like I said at the beginning, we're just here to drop some whiz.
Whiz.
That's about it.
Not P. Wisdom.
Yeah.
No whiz.
Oh, yeah.
Wisdom.
Whiz.
God, we kind of suck at this. So, but yeah, man, we're just here thinking.
Yeah, you
thinking
know, if you're not thinking,
loud,
then like,
baby, we found love right where we are.
Oh, hit it.
It's my Ed Sheeran impression.
wasn't terrible.
It could have been better. Could have been a lot worse though. A little bit of a flex. So we're signing off. This is the Penny Bloom podcast. We were happy to bring you another great episode. Probably by far the most intense episode we've done.
Yeah, no, we definitely never dived as deep as we have.
I don't expect a lot of people to hear this outro.
I don't either. You know, just like listen to some segments, you know. If you're listening to this, you know, give yourself a pat on the back just right now.
You made it here. Thank you for joining us. Wow, that was dope. We stopped clapping at the exact same time. You know what? Fuck it. It's over. End it. Thank you, Keanu Reeves. Peace, love, and bloom.